Hi everyone, we're back for day 3 of pictographs, so we should be in this book here, okay, and on page 3, okay, with all the insects, okay, so we're going to make a pictograph that represents these insects, okay. Now, the first thing you do, you should know this by now, is you always look at the key first. So I'm going to look at the bottom down here where the key is, and each smiley face equals 5 insects. So I have to count by 5s on each picture in my graph. Not up here. This is your data. You can see there's a lot of them. Okay, there's a lot of them. So if you did it by ones, there would be like way too many smiley faces. Twos, it would still be quite full. Kind of like when we did the art one, it was really full. So this one is going to equal 5. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing that we did before. Cross them off as we count them. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is go ahead, and that looks like dragonfly. Okay, count off all the dragonflies and count them as you go. Count by ones because we don't want to not count them by 5s on them. We're just counting by ones. This is my data to start with. So I'm counting up insects, like making a tally chart, that kind of thing like we did on that first day. But we're just going to cross them off as we count them. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, I crossed off a total of 5 dragonflies. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 dragonflies. Each smiley face equals 5. So that means I'm just going to draw one smiley face because that represents 5 dragonflies. So I'm just going to make one smiley face, and I can probably make this smiley face a little bit bigger because I'm not going to run out of room. Okay? Now, you'll have to excuse if you hear any banging. Some people are working on my roof, putting some shingles on. So if you hear some banging, that's what it is. But we're still going to keep teaching. Okay, so I apologize for the banging. So let's go to the next insect, this little critter with the long antennas there. I'm thinking that's an ant, but it's hard to tell for sure, these little critters. So we're going to count all of them up in the picture and then see how many you have. I got a total of 10. Okay, so I've got 10 of the insects. That means I'm going to draw one smiley face would be 5, and another smiley face would make 10. So one smiley face, 5, 10. So I just need 2 smiley faces, 5, 10, because I'm going to count by 5s on each smiley face. So you're going to draw just 2 smiley faces because each one equals 5. Okay, so draw 2 of them, and it would be 5, 10 for each smiley face. Okay? The next one, and if you remember, if you ever need to pause because you're finishing your drawing, make sure you pause and pop back on. And the next one looks like a bee or a hornet or something, so let's count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give everyone a chance to get it counted. I got a total of 15. Okay, so if we got 15, each smiley face equals 5, it would be 5, 10, 15. So I need 3 smiley faces because each one stands for 5. 5, 10, 15. So for the bee or the hornet, you're going to do 3 smiley faces. Remember, try to get them about the same size, the same look, something close. Okay, lined up one underneath the other so you can actually do some comparison like the leaf graph that we had, you could compare them, okay? Now, if you need to pause the video to finish drawing those three, go ahead and do that. Now we have our last little critter. I don't know what we call that, but I hate those bugs. I don't know if it's one of those creepy crawlers we have. Let's count them up, though. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I crossed off 5. Make sure you're crossing off. I've crossed off 5. So that means I just need one smiley face, because each smiley face equals 5. Okay? So you would only have one smiley face down there. Okay? Now, let's talk about what if we had like 13 dragonflies. What would we do? How could you do 13? When you design your key, it will not work with 5s if you have numbers like 13 or 8 or 3, because like with the 2, you could cut it in half and it would equal 1. But 5, you cut in half, it equals 2.5. And you can't have 2.5 insects. You don't want half an insect. But there's no half insects here. So it doesn't work. So if you had numbers on here that were like the 13 or 7 and those kinds of things, these were all set up so they would be even 5, 10, 15. So picking the key equaling 5, it worked because they set it up for it to work that way. But if you were gathering data and you said, oh, I'm going to do it by 5s because I won't need many smiley faces, if you have numbers like 7 and 13, it won't work because you don't say those numbers when you're counting by 5s. And you can't split 5 in half evenly like you can a 2. Okay? So that won't work. You can't draw a half of a smiley face. Okay? So you would have to, if that was the case, you'd probably have to do it by 2s instead. Okay? So that is the end of today's lesson. It was a little short one, but we wanted to show you how you would count. You could also count by 5s, and to make sure you cross off as you count up your data so you don't accidentally count something twice or forget to count something. Okay? And that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow for the last lesson on picture graphs. Bye, everyone.